interests, narrow in the sense of individual governments, individual corporations, even individual nations, to recognize that we need some type of cooperative and collaborative effort to address this issue. And my interest, which in a very, you might find sentimental, but for me important way, most important interest is as a father, that I would like 40 years from now to hope that the planet is in as decent a shape and hopefully better shape for my children than it looks like it may be at this point.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start off by answering the question, which was how old are you going to be in 2050? And ladies don't usually say their age, but I will tell you I will be 98 in 2050. So unless I'm waiting for my telegram from the Queen, then I probably won't be here. However, I have children. I have one grandchild, and I have another grandchild expected any day. And for that reason, it doesn't matter whether you're still going to be here in 2050. I think everybody of all age is terribly concerned about what's going to happen in the future. So I think the fact that I'm going to be so old in 2050 is pretty irrelevant, really, because I have a key interest in what's going to happen through my family, as you also said about being a father. My position at the moment, I'm a parliamentary candidate for Edgbaston for the Conservatives. I'm also a Birmingham City Councillor for Edgbaston, again for the Conservatives. And we have quite an interesting situation here because Roger, at the end, is the Liberal Democrat candidate for the parliamentary seat, but he is also a councillor as well. And you probably know that Birmingham has been run by a Lib Dem and Conservative coalition since 2004. So while we may be against each other on national things, we were actually working together on the council, and there have been some good things happening in Birmingham, and hopefully later on in the evening I'll be able to say about some of them. Thank you.
Hello. I will still just be in my 80s, I think, if I'm still around in 2050. I think, in a way, it's a great title because it is looking to the future, and that's really important. But in a way, it's also the problem because politicians think, how badly or how well am I going to do in the next election? And it doesn't really matter to them. So what we really need is how much are we going to cut our carbon emissions next year and then the year after. So there is a big problem there. Looking back, I joined a Green Party in 1984. Climate change was one of the reasons I joined then, and we were saying we should follow the precautionary principle. We're not quite sure about the science, but let's play safe. Overwhelmingly now, the scientific evidence is we should have done that now, but still the big problems, I would say, sorry, swapping here, the other parties are very good in terms of the environment. The big issues, though, is everything else. They would like us to shop more, drive more, everything else more, which is incompatible, in my view, with having an effective impact on tackling climate change. And that, to me, is the big issue.
Okay, my name's Roger Harman. I've already partly introduced me. I'm a Birmingham City Councillor for Liberal Democrats. I will be 85 in 2050, so hopefully clinging on. And I'm also a Lib Dem parliamentary candidate for the Edgbaston constituency. I am very much persuaded by the science and the risk of severe climate change. But actually I'd just like to throw a slightly different angle on it at the moment, in that I believe this whole issue is actually a lot about justice between the rich and the developing and third world, and it's also about just simple resource efficiency. In a way, it doesn't really matter whether you believe in the science of climate change, because the resources are running out unless we use them far more efficiently. We simply won't have the food, the fuel that we need to maintain our standard of living.